by Shlomo Greenfield.
Many of our Borough Park readers have expressed grievances concerning the lack of timely services in the community. Among their specifics have been poorly timed sanitation pickup, an inadequate job of cleaning up the snow, especially this winter, and a litany of problems with the accessory program. How would you fix any of these problems?
Well, this is part of the troubleshooting experience that I've gained for being at Brooklyn Community Board 14 for about over 7 years now. And firstly, with sanitation, this is a significant issue. I've spoken with many sanitation workers, and they've expressed their own frustration with the fact that the city over the years has cut back, and this is one of the things that I want to emphasize, everybody, has cut back on important services like police, fire, and sanitation. They used to have melters go out and take care of the snow. They have smaller mechanical trucks that are able to plow on the smaller streets that you find in Boro Park and Kensington and Bensonhurst. We are cutting back on those services, and unfortunately, we see horrific things happen for something as simple as snow removal. When we see that poor boy that had that incident with the bus earlier this month, and it was an absolute disgrace that the city was not able to dispose of that snow days after it had fallen. Days after. We did not do enough. When it comes to accessory, when it comes to sanitation pickup. See, these are the types of problems that you need somebody who's familiar with not only the city budget, but is familiar with getting all the components of the budget process together to emphasize the importance of funding these programs. Community boards play an important role. Community organizations play an important role. Most importantly, somebody who's going to find an issue that maybe some people find mundane and maybe doesn't get a lot of press coverage. That's why a lot of elected officials neglect these issues and neglect the issues that matter most to you in the community. But these are exactly the types of problems that we deal with at the community board on a daily basis. These are exactly the types of problems that I'm going to be aware of as your city councilman. And when it comes time to the budget process, because we're going to be entering that, whoever is elected to city council will be entering the heated discussion of the budget negotiation process within the upcoming months to June. And you're going to need somebody who's going to say, restore the funding for sanitation to send out the melters during snowstorms. Make sure accessory is responding in a timely fashion for pickups. Make sure that sanitation pickups have enough manpower and resources to make sure that they're making the coverage, they're providing the coverage that is necessary for the quality of life that we not only expect, but we demand for our tax dollars. So at the end of the day, we need to make sure that we have somebody who's aware of that and who's going to work at the community and community boards so that we get what we deserve out of our tax dollars as city government.
I think what we need to do is reassess our priorities. I think that part of what goes on in the government, if you look at sanitation department and their snow removal process, you'll notice Manhattan gets cleaned up in 5 minutes and the outer boroughs suffer. I think that it's the responsibility of the councilman to fight for his neighborhood, and there are enough councilmen, out of the other 51 council members, you should have enough people to fight for services in the outer boroughs. It's not all about Manhattan. Manhattan's a nice place to be, but we live in the city as well, and we're entitled, we pay the same taxes, and we're entitled to the same fair share of services. So I think that the council is going to have to apply pressure on the sanitation department, firstly, to get the services in the other boroughs as well. It's all about priority. As far as accessory, my in-laws use accessory all the time, and I always hear about them complaining about the fact, oh, the guy didn't show up, he's 2 hours late, I think the fact that we cannot get, you can't get in touch with them once you've made an appointment with them, you can't find out when they're coming. We cannot allow our senior citizens, they're very precious to us, our parents, we can't allow them to suffer at the hands of a bureaucratic system when things can be better, when we can do something if we address the issues. Unfortunately, a lot of these issues go without being addressed, and it's very unfortunate. I will fight for those things because I know how they affect people that are close to me. So I will fight.
Now, there are some major problems with programs that are much needed in our community. Poor or late garbage cleanup, like was asked in the question, poor snow cleanup, and there's also another one. There's Everyone takes, a lot of people that don't have cars take transportation, buses. I know when I went to high school that days that I was late, I waited an hour for a bus. Days that I was early, there were 3 buses at one time. There are many different problems in the community. These are major ones. That's why we need to make these programs that are much needed better. So we need to allocate funds for the needed programs. Like me personally, our campaign spending, my campaign spending for this campaign was $500. And my name is throughout the community. To the other people, the campaign, they spent thousands on their campaign. Thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, when this money could have been used to either pay parking tickets or better out transportation or for poor snow cleanup. All I know is there are many concerns in the community. I can't promise I will solve all the issues in our community. But what I have said before is I am young, I am energetic, and I am looking forward to tackle the community issues.
Thank you very much, David.
No, thank you very much. I actually want to start off with the accessory because this is really something that bothers me as well. It's incredible, I think, what unfortunately is happening in our community. We simply don't have enough respect anymore for our seniors. And for me, it's really a very simple issue. It's right, which is the Jewish concept of recognition of good. The reality is that without the hard work that our seniors have done in this community, in this city, in this neighborhood, we wouldn't be here today. And so I think the most important thing is that we absolutely have to give back to our seniors and to our parents and to our grandparents. I can tell you on a personal level, my parents were immigrants. They actually came from Yerushalayim. My mother's many generations Yerushalmi. My great-grandfather was from Bethel-Mintzburg, who was the Rosh HaBezdin, the Charedis, the Chief Justice of the Jewish Court. And I know how difficult it was for them to come to the United States, but they worked hard. They put together some money. They sent me to yeshivas. They gave me the opportunity. That's the same opportunity that all of us got here from our parents and grandparents. So our first obligation in any single government funding and program is to make sure that we take care of our seniors. And specifically, when we talk about these programs like accessory and the lack of sanitation and the problem with snow removal, it all comes down to fighting for the community and the relationships that you have. And thank God, the relationships that I have, the support that I have, and the relationships that I have with the mayor, and with the city council speaker, and with the council finance chair, and with one of our great council members right over here, Councilman Lou Fiddler, that's going to give me the ability to work hard on your behalf to get things done. Because the number one job of any city councilman is to demand more for the community to make sure that we get more.
Thank you.